So you guys are probably being asking this question. What model fits your OpenClaw the best? There's a lot of models floating around. You probably heard names like Minimax, Kimi, Opus, a bit more. But there's a lot of confusion. For us in particular, we focused on two particular models, and we really tried to test them extensively for daily use. So this isn't just benchmarks, because I think benchmarks are quite deceiving.
Yeah.
Right? Because in terms of benchmarks, right, what you want is a smart model that can take care of your tasks.
Yes.
And that can do them completely, right? We don't really need to care about numbers that much, but like when Minimax 2.5 came out, they were saying they were like, in terms of their SOTA performance, the top model, they're saying they're a top model and they're 95% of
Claude
or Claude Opus. But the problem was, and they're at a fraction of a cost, right? Their coding plan is cheap. Whilst with Claude, you're paying more than $100 here for my current plan right now that I'm having is on the Plus. It's on $20, or you can get a starter plan for $10. We've got experience, so personally, how I want to structure this video is really talk about our experiences. So for us, our setup was that I, being the boss, decided to use the Opus models for Stark and Banner. These are two bots, and I shared them with you too. Okay, so I'm not a bad boss. Okay,
no, you're not.
You're not a bad boss. Okay, but on your side, you went for Jeff, which is running Minimax 2.5.
Yes, running Minimax 2.5, and honestly, yeah, you already know where it goes. Actually, what was interesting was you told me that it's actually not 95%. Like Minimax is not 95% of
yeah, I lowered expectations. I was hoping you would be, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
This is gonna be really good.
Yeah.
But I think the real world result was that every morning I just saw you ripping your hair out.
Yeah, because it cannot be skill diff. I mean, sorry, it has to be skill diff. Initially, I thought it's like, it doesn't matter. It's just as long as your prompt engineering is fine, as long as you have a solid architecture, surely they can follow the logic, right?
Yeah,
Even a dumb haiku can follow the logic.
Right.
But I think what's interesting was
so what did it fail on? Like what in particular did Jeff fail on? My name Jeff. Other than he looks stupid, okay.
It failed on, let's see, number one is the timing of the cron job I gave it.
Okay.
So I asked it to give me daily news briefing every 7 a.m., but it never came at 7 a.m.
Did it deliver it today?
No.
It didn't. No, really. We tried to fix it yesterday. We said, hey, set this up properly and deliver it. And
apparently it didn't register it as a cron job. Yeah.
Really?
You see this one right here? The daily summary.
Okay. The daily. So we have just for context here as well. So on my one, my one. I'm just showing you here. My Stark. Every day there's a daily briefing, right? So today is actually Feb. Is it Feb? Oh wait.
Yes.
Feb 26. Okay, so the Feb 26 briefing is in. He did make a mistake though, so I nearly freaked out. Daily briefing, it says Feb 24. So he's still not that smart. Okay, but the actual report here, all right, this is funny. The actual report is February 26th. Okay, this is kind of interesting. So there's still some mistakes in Opus, I would say, but it did consistently deliver to me the presentation to the specification I wanted to deliver it at.
Yeah.
Right.
Most certainly, yeah.
Most certainly. So that's why kind of like you were frustrated because you're like, oh, can I clean up Jeff's memory? Is he suffering from some sort of mental disease?
But honestly, what do you think about? Is it true? Is it actually skill diff when it comes to models?
I do think so. There's a reason why Anthropic charges so much.
Yeah.
Right. So in terms of our bills, we are racking up to around, I would say, $30 to $60 US dollars worth of usage every day on Opus. So that difference is huge, right? Versus a $20 per month. Versus it's like 60 per day is not a cheap amount of money, right? For $60 per day, I actually don't want it to make mistakes like this. Oh, daily briefing, February 24th. I'm like, wait, I have to just have double check there, right? For a sec. But I do have to say that it was smart enough to say so something that I was good at, it was like, OpenClaw updated, and then can you include the points and use our last presentation? It found the last presentation and updated the last presentation, and it was very proactive in making sure that it's kind of to my feel. I think that's what kind of made Opus stand out for me, was like it kind of understood what I wanted, and I was like, oh, this was the one yesterday, and this is in case you missed it. It was like in terms of delivering that bonus touch, it really did that bonus work successfully.
Yes.
Whilst your Jeff bot seems to have been just like...
Your Jeff bot says, you definitely missed it.
You definitely missed it.
You're not going to get more.
You're not going to get more.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe, that's the difference between $10 versus...
And 200.
That's 200. Okay, let's say $60. $60 per day. 30 days, that's $1,800.
Yeah.
Right. So 10 versus it's like, there is a difference. I'm not like it really depends on if you really think that's worth it. Right. There are ways to cut down your usage. I guess for me, as of course, we're also doing a bunch of things on our agents. There's multiple agents, which is why the costs rack up. But it is quite expensive, and we are using the Opus plan. So that was it was just like me trying out the luxury solution, you trying out the cheap solution.
Yeah.
And you are thoroughly disappointed.
Yeah, I mean that's sort of what I expected, to be honest.
Right. I did hear though, it was kind of interesting yet again. So I would keep running this experiment because, all right, Ron, I'm not gonna upgrade you yet. You can still use mine for mission critical tasks, but I still want you to use it a bit and see if you can really fix it. Because I do have some people on the comment section of this channel saying, it actually really worked very well for them. All right, so this is just our personal experience. I think it's really a situation where Minimax can work well if you really tune it right. And I think that's something that I want you to focus on. Okay, sorry for work on you. But that's something I want you to focus on, because our community was saying that they actually like Kimi and Minimax quite well. Obviously, these models will always perform even better than the free models out there. Say, for example, if you want, there was a Quinn Coder Next 3 or even cheaper models. I would say, as you go down the pricing tier list, your performance may vary. And I think one of the scariest things I would say for this is that it really depends on which day you're using it, like which instance, because we did that question about if I need to wash my car, should I drive or should I walk to the car wash, right? And Opus seems to answer it most of the time correct. Minimax, the first few times I ran it was correct, which is why I made the video. But eventually, when you ran it,
it was the wrong answer.
It decided to walk. It decided to send you walking to the car wash without your car.
Yeah.
So there's still some logical problems there.
Yeah.
I would say.
For me, honestly, that's really reliable tests.
We should just run it like 100 times on each model and see what's the percentage and just use that, the dumb test.
So it has to be running 100 times? Because I assume it should just be one question.
Yeah, but the problem is like the AI agents are very inconsistent.
Yeah.
Right? So every time you ask it the same question, it's going to give you a different result.
Because they're still guessing.
I guess it's just because there's a randomness factor in there. You're kind of interacting with another human being every time you do it. So that human being may or may not answer correctly. AI is so weird like that. That's why a lot of people have the analogy of, it's a slot machine. So this is why we can always get very inconsistent results. Like you can do a task with Minimax 2.5 and it's completely different from him doing a task, from me doing a task. And it's not about our individual skill.
Okay.
It's about the slot machine.
Yeah.
You pulled it. You didn't pull it well,
Okay.
You didn't wear your lucky pants.
Yeah.
You should have worn your lucky red pants, and you're like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah. I guess it's that's just maybe my flaw, because I the illusion of control. I think I fall into that.
And I think one thing that I noticed that you don't do is you don't ask the same question again. You just you can kind of kill your boss sometimes and just say, let's do this again. That's the one thing that I would say was very useful when I first learned about AI. They were saying, we asked AI to design the website 6 times, the same prompt, all right? And we did it 6 times and we chose the best one. And because it was so cheap for the AI to run, these were all these Silicon Valley startup people. They were like, it's so cheap for the AI to run. It was easier to just make it repeat the same thing 8 times, and then we choose the best solution rather than to do it once and do it well. So I think that's one thing we have to get used to, which is like being able to throw something away.
Yeah.
I think that's been quite important.
And accept the fact that it's not going to be perfect.
Accept the fact that it's not going to be perfect. Yeah. I do want to say that there was a comment from Note saying that try Sonnet 4.6. And yeah, Note was actually he's using Minimax quite a bit. So he's saying that Minimax works well on low context, but the moment you go above the 120K context window, it feels like I'm talking to ChatGPT 3.5.
Yeah.
So I think that's also quite important too, where sometimes when you're using your bot, you don't know how much context it's using, and we don't actively really. OpenClaw is supposed to do it for us, but it's just that the intelligence drain is high. Okay,
and it's exponential.
And it's exponential too. So we should really talk about context window in our next video.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, guys, I think that covers our Minimax versus Opus. Opus does work better, but it's just hell a lot more expensive. And just from our our gut feeling, I would say, Minimax is producing not 95% of what Opus is doing, but rather maybe like 60 or 70%. I think that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that, guys, I think that concludes our video. We read all your comments here. We actually read them manually as humans, and also we read them with our AI as well. Banner summarizing that for us. So there's a double feedback loop for video creation. So if you have any ideas or have any comments, leave them down below. It actually really does help us, and us helps our community too. So we really want to serve you here, guys. So with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next video. Peace.